This is culturally inappropriate.
3, 2, 1, say punch bowl full of car keys with all my friends. You need to get your own bins. Punch bowl full of car keys for all my friends. You need to get your own bins. The new bug out in front of my mama house. The new time off Papa Hammer routes. My new attorney get Jeffrey Dahmer's out. And all that I told Obama about, ask him. Hey yo, welcome back to another episode of the Arts Block podcast. I'm your host, Eric Curry III. Hope y'all all doing well. Hope y'all all doing good. You look well, look healthy, smell good. Like I said last pod, man, this podcast, oh, did I say that last pod or the pod before last? That might have been pod before last. Anyway, I said it on the pod before. This podcast is for all the people that smell good. Listen, I just did a pitch deck the other day, submitted it yesterday. I'm not going to tell y'all what's on the deck because there's some nice things coming up along the pipeline. Pause. You feel me? But I did a pitch deck, and on a pitch deck, when I was talking about my target audience, one of the things that I said was smells good. You have to smell good if you watch the Arts Block podcast. That is the one and only requirement. I hope y'all are doing well. My name is Eric Curry III. I'm your host for today. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every time we post a podcast. That is on YouTube. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, please give me a 5-star and a review. You can just say that this is the greatest podcast you have ever heard in your life. And that will suffice. What are we talking about today? So today we're going to talk about open hate and how I'm a hater and how it's bad to be a hater. And I'm not even talking about like a fake hater. I'm talking about like real hate and malice and envy in the heart. Yeah, I'm exposing myself today. I'm also going to expose like how growth is weird. Like when you outgrow situations, outgrow people, outgrow jobs. That's what I'm talking about today. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about how I'm just in this position right now, recording to you guys today by the grace of God. How God just got us through right now today. So yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy. Before I get to any of that though, I have to say, my little brothers, my mom gave my little brother a phone, right? Now I have three little brothers, 9, 7, and 2, about to be 3. So my mom gave them a phone for when they're at their dad's house, just to, just giving them a phone, right? So they can call and whatever they need, just do that. However, instead of them using the phone to get in touch with my mom, they've been using the phone to get in touch with me for some odd reason. And they've been calling and texting. And I just have to say the worst thing for a 9 and 7 year old to have is a cellular device. It has to be the worst thing ever, at least for me. My phone has been blowing up these past couple days. They don't even want nothing. My little brother texted me today while I'm at work, at my job, interviewing somebody, interviewing a council member, texting me saying, "Hey, can I have $20?" What do you need? You're 9. What do you need $20 for? You don't need $20 for anything. I'm gonna have to have serious conversations with people, especially my mother, about the youth in these technologies and the technology that they use because it's starting to get out of hand. And it's not even getting out of hand to the point of like I'm concerned about the well-being and Lexile levels and if they can read and X, Y, and Z because my little brothers are very intelligent. I know they can read very well. They understand critical thinking. They do all of those things well. However, it's not good for me and my mental health because I don't want to block my little brothers. I feel like that's disrespectful. Then I'm gonna have to go when I go see my little brothers. They're gonna be like, "Dang, why can't I get in contact with you X, Y, and Z?" I have to tell them that they blocked them. Now it's a whole thing. That was a whole thing. Now they snitching that they got blocked by me. It's gonna be a whole thing. So I don't know what to do. If you guys have any suggestions on how to combat annoying little siblings that have phones, please let me know. And a lot of y'all gonna say, well, you better enjoy this time while it lasts because it's gonna be a time where they get a phone and they don't call or text you or X, Y, and Z. I already know that's coming. I already know that's coming. But I just want that season to come sooner than later. All right. All right. First thing on the docket. I'm sorry, I had to get that off. That was whoo. What was that bothering me? First thing on the docket, man, I'm a hater. Like a hater, like a real hater. Like a lot of y'all talk about being haters, and a lot of y'all talk about like hate that y'all have for things and for people. Well, I have to tell y'all, I got that hate for real. for y'all, that's for fake. Y'all be hating on the net just for the love of the game. Nah, I'm hating because that's in my nature. It's in my blood to hate. I love the game. No, man, but no, I'm a hater, and I recently realized that I'm like a real hater. And the reason I'm talking about this on the pod, right, and I'm exposing this part of myself is because I would be dead wrong to talk about hate and haters and how to deal with that as an artist and as a creative, especially as a young artist and creative, and not tell y'all how much of a hater that I am myself. I am king hate. King hate, top hater that you've ever. I'm him, right? Not something that I'm proud of, but something that I'm admitting to y'all. And I'm only admitting this to y'all because I want y'all to hold me accountable as I hold y'all accountable too. I want this really to be a two-way street. I don't want this to be like, I give you advice and y'all don't give nothing to me. No, I want y'all to hold me accountable as much as I hold y'all accountable. I be hating. Why do I hate? I hate, and a lot of people hate on other people for one. It's a multitude of reasons why people might hate on you, right? Why people might just say they don't like you for no reason, X, Y, and Z. I pinpointed the reason why I do it is because a lot of the times the people that I hate on, or the people that I look at and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't really like this X, Y, and Z. Sometimes I really don't like it, but other times I do be hating, and I know what I'm hating. It's because they have something that I want. It's because they have something that I want. And I be sitting there looking salty, angry. And I'm not gonna lie, that's not good for the skin. It's not good for the skin. It can't be good. I'm breaking out as we speak. Like they have something that I want, that I deeply want really bad, and I don't have. Like any podcast with like super fast exponential growth, I don't like you. And your content might be great. Your content might be great. Your content might be amazing. I don't like you because part of me wants that. All of me wants that. Let me not lie to y'all. All of me wants that. That's what I want. I want the crazy clip to go stupid, dumb, viral, and then the pod just takes off from there. I want that. That's what I want. So and I'm gonna name off a podcast that I'm hating on, and it's nothing against the podcast host because I love the podcast host, and it's nothing against the podcast itself because it's a great podcast. I'm just looking deep inside, and I realize that I'm hating, and there's something that I need to fix because there is not. This man doesn't even know I exist. He doesn't even know I exist, and I bigged up the pod on my pod before. I bigged up his pod on my pod before. But I'm just so the Grits and Eggs podcast, Deontay Kyle, what's up, man? I appreciate all you do for the culture and the community. You're loved over here. What you do, there's love over here. No hate, no malice in my heart at all. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a hater for a long time because I was like, damn, how did this guy? I've been podding for years. How did this guy just come pop up on the scene and now his podcast popping off and he just had Kevin on stage, Absol was just on the pod, whole bunch of other stuff, right? And in my mind, I'm just thinking, I'm like, damn, like, what am I? Deep down, it was a what am I doing wrong and what is he doing right situation. But at the same time, it was also a dang, I hate everything that he's doing right now because, I that should be me. It was a that should be me. Nigga winning awards, XYZ. He less than 100 episodes, he winning awards, XYZ. That should be me, right? It should be me. It should be him. And it is him. But that hate was sitting though. Y'all see how that hate just sitting and it don't look good. Hate never looks good. Hate never looks good. It's never a good look when you're openly hating. So you have to quietly hate, and I've quietly hated in the background for a long time. Now I'm opening up and being expressive about my hate for certain things and certain people, right? And I know a lot of artists who deal and struggle with this same thing, who deal and struggle with this same jealousy mindset, envy mindset, malice mindset. Like I know a lot of people who deal with this same feeling, this same deep emotion of just like, oh, I hate everybody. I hate this artist because we started around the same time and they blew up and they not even that good. She not even, or she or he not even that talented. I'm way better than X, Y, and Z, and they da 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 da. That's hate. That's hate. I just want you to know that's hate. You know what? Let's actually do that. Let's classify what's hate because some of y'all might be at home and might be, well, I don't hate. I don't do that. I just call it how it is. Hold on. Let's classify hate. Let's classify hate real quick. If you at home and you see an artist that you and that artist started making music around the same time and they started popping off and you haven't, and you saying stuff like, oh, well, I'm better than this artist. We started at the same time. They got lucky. Da, da, da. That's hate. That's hate. If you looking at somebody's fashion stuff and you like, well, I don't understand how people like this, da da da, because I don't, da, 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 that's hate. That's hate. Now, having an opinion and hate, disliking something and hate is two different things. I dislike a lot of the content that I see. I don't hate on it. But hate with hate, there's an extra layer. It's not just dislike. You don't hating on something is not disliking it. Hating on something is disliking it for the reason that it's not yours or you didn't do it or it's not your idea. That's hate. That's what hate is. Now, like, I can hate on you. Oh, you got them bum ass shoes on, boy. Da, da, da. That's hate. Deep down, I really want them kicks. Deep down, I really want them kicks. And instead of just saying that, instead of being honest with not only ourselves, but with people and culture and X, Y, and Z, instead of just being saying, you know what? I just really want what they have. Like, I really just want that thing. I really want those shoes. I want that book bag. I want that record deal. I want that scholarship. I want whatever the case may be. We resort to hate, and I think the culture tells us that that's okay. I think we're in a culture that tells us that hate is okay because a lot of us play it off as if it's not that. A lot of us play it off as if it's not hate, as if it's, oh no, I'm just playing, da, 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 I'm just joking, da, da, da. No, that's hate. That's hate there, and it's brewing, and you just playing it off, shutting it off, da, da, da. It's only making it grow deeper, deeper, deeper. So when that don't boils over and it's real hate for a person or for a business or entity or something like that, you just hold on to that until it just the top is off now. Cause you had held on to that hate for so long. Cause you was like, oh no, we playing, it's just a joke, da, 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 but it's not. It was never a joke for you. You really want that, and you really feel some type of way about not having that. But also on the flip side, I've been on the other side of hate. On the other side of hate where I was the person being hated on. Still, quick little story time. 11th grade year, we was auditioning. We did this play at my school, Duke Ellington School of the Arts. You already know. We did this play at my school in the theater department called 12 Angry Jurors. Right, 12 Angry Jurors is one of the hardest plays to do because of you being on stage for the whole duration of the show. No breaks, no nothing, no like a little small intermission, but everybody's on stage for the whole time. Nobody's coming on and off stage. So everybody's auditioning. The sophomores, juniors, and seniors are auditioning, right? I'm a junior during this time. The seniors, basically, it was I think it was 12 seniors in total, but 11 of them audition, right? So the seniors always get seniority. They always get the best roles. That's just how things work, right? The seniors always get the main roles. So they were just looking for really one more juror to fill in the slot. So me and my class and the sophomores were there, but they didn't really count. They were just there to like get the auditioning experience. But me and my class, basically it was 18 of us. We were fighting for one position, for basically one seat, right? And I remember during the audition process, our stage manager at the time, her name is Miss Liasha. her stage manager at the time, she told her, she was like, man, 23, y'all gotta pick up the energy. It's 12 angry jurors. Y'all being too nice. Y'all gotta be more upset, more this, X, Y, Z. Like y'all have to really bring it, da da da, right? So I went up to her to get my own separate set of notes. I was like, hey, Miss Lasha, is there anything that I could be doing better during the audition? Da da da. Like, what can I be working on? She said, Eric, to be honest, you're the only one that's getting it. You're doing amazing. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. Da da da. So I kept doing that, right? I kept showing up to we did one day of auditions, then it was callbacks, and we did another day, then it was callbacks, and we did another day, then it was callbacks again. Then one day of the audition process, I was the only person to get called back out of everybody. My class was pissed. My class was pissed. The only person that wasn't pissed was my homie Abdullah. Everybody else was pissed. Super upset that it did. Super hate. And then after the audition, I came back and I was like, "Oh, hey everybody," da, 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 thinking that everybody was gonna be happy. Congratulations, because that's what I would have did. But again, I'm a real nigga, so I'm just different. I'm different. I'm a real one. I'm just different. Not everybody's cut from that same cloth, but it's okay. But I come back to class, everybody's just cold shoulder, cold shoulder, cold shoulder, cold shoulder. I'm like, dang, what's wrong? And the dude came there, was like, yeah, man, everybody a little upset about the 12 angry thing. Hate. That's hate. That was hate. That was nothing but hate. So as some, and say that so, and I say that story to say, as a victim of hate, especially to people that I was in school with, I was close friends with, I was in an ensemble with, that I worked with, as a real victim of hate, I understand the feeling of what it's like to be hated on. So I look at myself a little oddly when I catch myself hating on somebody else, because you understand what it's like for people to hate on you. And by the way, that's all water under the bridge. I'm just telling that story because that was the first story that came to mind. That all of that is water under the bridge. Everybody apologized for that. We're all family and we're all good. And even if it wasn't me, if it was somebody else, like, I would have I totally understood where they were coming from with that. But at the same time, being a victim of that and then turn around being like, oh, I'm hating on the Grits and Eggs podcast because da 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 da. I had to sit down with myself. I'm like, bro, you're sick. You're sick. There's something wrong with you, because you know what it's like to do that. So why are you doing that to somebody else, whether he knows it or not, whether they know you or not? I say that to say this. You won't get anywhere by hating on the next person. And I know that hurts. I know you want to hold that hate deep down inside. I know you do. Trust me, I do too. You won't get anywhere. Excuse me. I've never heard of a professional hater. I never heard, besides Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless, besides sports commentators. If excuse me, if you're a sportscaster of any sort, professional hate is what you do. I give you that. However, besides them, I've never heard of a professional hater. I've never heard of somebody getting paid to hate or being able to pay their bills off of hate. So do something productive. Like, nothing good comes out of hating. So instead of hating, just go get it. Whatever it is that you want, just go get it. Just fight for it. Go get it. You want it. All right, make it happen. Make the dream come a reality, because that's what really that feeling really stems from. It stems from our dreams not becoming reality and us just, feeling like we aren't doing enough, feeling like we're inadequate, feeling all of these things which aren't true. It's just not our time yet. And when our time comes, there's going to be people that feels like, the same way that we're feeling. And we just got to have the same grace and sympathy and empathy for them and whatnot, the whole 9 yards, right? So cool. Hating gets you nowhere. I'm a hater. I'm working on it. I want y'all to hold me accountable on my hate. If I come on the pod and I start hating, y'all got to comment, that's hate. Comment the timestamp of where I hate and be like, that was hate. And I'll be like, all right, my fault. I appreciate that. Next thing on the docket, growth is a weird process. have y'all ever felt like you've outgrown a situation or like a relationship or a job or anything of that nature? Yeah, me too. Growing as a person, what I'm starting to realize also means you outgrow opportunity, you outgrow, people, you outgrow environment. Sometimes you outgrow family members, friends, but you also outgrow jobs. You sometimes you also are in a season where you're like, you know what, I've done enough here. And I feel like I'm on another level or wavelength than what's going on at this specific place. Let me explain, right? So, this is honesty. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Um, so I think I'm about 95% sure that I have outgrown my current work environment that I am at right now, right? I love my job. I love what I do. If you guys don't know what I do, I basically get to do interviews and talk to a whole bunch of great people. And my job just let me go to the DC City Open and talk to like Mark Ein, the CEO of the Open, and I got to talk to some of the tennis players and X, Y, and Z. I got to do a whole bunch of great stuff at the Open, right? Also that reminds me, I have to edit that stuff. Um, so I got to do that, and that all of that is great and amazing, and I'm super blessed to be able to do that and to have come this far in my journalism career. However, I just feel like I'm at a point where I've just outgrown this thing for a multitude of reasons. I just feel like I walk into, and I know because I walk into work not even wanting to work. I remember there was a point in time where I would come into work and I would see the people, and I'd be excited to see the people, and I would look at the board and see who we're interviewing that day, and I'd be like, all right, bet, I'm ready. Let's get it. Let's go. But I walk into work, I look at the board, I'm getting told who we're interviewing, and I'm just not excited. My participation has increasingly, it has decreased significantly this past year. Um, my want to be there has decreased significantly this past year. All of that just has decreased this past year, right? And I think a lot of the thoughts that are happening is a fear of complacency. I don't want my current job situation to be it for me. I want more for myself. I see more for myself. But right now, there just isn't more happening. So I'm adamant about the podcast working. I'm adamant about the radio show working. I'm adamant about certain things, and I'm working on certain things and grinding and X, Y, and Z so certain things can work. But in reality, like, certain things in certain situations, they're just right now it just wasn't in the cards for me right now, but I'm just going to have to force my hand at certain things because I just can't be back in this situation. Why am I saying this? Right, you watching at home might be in a certain situation right now, in a certain predicament right now, where you just feel like you've outgrown a place, where you feel like, hey man, enough is enough here, and I've done all I could do, and I've done all I could do at school, at work, and I just feel like I need to move, or in a neighborhood in your city, and you just feel like you need to move on to somewhere. Don't be like me, being afraid to make the move, knowing that's what I really want to do. But don't be like me, afraid to make the move and then just sit in a deep depression and unwanting, right? Like, and I get it, because a lot of things come with uncertainty, like quitting a job or moving to a different city or whatever the case may be. It comes with a lot of uncertainty with that. That comes with not knowing what's next, not knowing if you're going to get another job, not knowing what your community is going to be like in another city, not knowing what your friendship, whatever the case, what your family is going to think, X, Y, and Z, right? Whatever the case may be. However, you have to do it for you. A lot of people are working jobs that they don't want, with salaries that they should be getting paid more, honestly. Um Dealing with people that they don't want to deal with, just just for just in the name of, I have to pay these bills, or I have to take care of my family, or I have to do X, Y, and Z, right? I understand all of that. I'm just not a believer in all of that. I'm not a believer in doing something just because you getting bread from it. I'm not a believer in that. Like, not all money isn't good money, and not everybody and not all money isn't good money. And I feel like your happiness and your peace should be placed before any type of bread you make ever, right? I feel like if you're not happy in a certain place, you should dismiss yourself from that place, right? And I'm not saying like everybody's going to have problems in the workplace. There's no such thing as a perfect workplace. Everybody's going to have problems and difficulties in the workplace. But I'm saying as you grow, if where you're working or where you're living or if who you're around isn't aligned to where you are as a person in that time, then like you need to go find something else to do. Find other people to hang around, find other people to be around. You need to do that, right? And you have to do that without fear. You have to do that boldly. You have to you in a sense you have to jump off the porch eventually. Like you're going to have to jump off the porch eventually. You might as well just do it sooner than later, but you're going to have to jump off the porch because eventually you're going to work yourself to death for a job that you don't want and you don't even want to do that. Like I am okay working myself like to the bone for this, all of this, right? I'm okay with that. That sits fine with me because this is something that I love. This is something that I want to do, and I care about you guys. I love you guys. You guys are amazing, right? You beautiful black kings and queens watching, beautiful black kings and queens watching this. But I love you guys, right? So doing this isn't a disservice to me, but I know being an accountant, I would want to jump off of a building like first day of work. I would want to kill myself in GTA. But I'm like, I can't do that. I just can't do something for the sense of, oh, it's going to make me bread, unless it's something that I really want to do. But if it's just to, oh yeah, you know, it's gonna make me bread. Nah, I have to be passionate about it. I have to want to do it. And right now, I just feel at a place where I'm not passionate about things, right? And also I'm not good at doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like I'm not good at that. I'm not good at the reason why the pod never feels old to me is because I never talk about the same thing. I rarely reuse topics. Like I might bring up topics when I have a thought, like, oh, I talked about this on the pod last time, da, da, da. But I rarely reuse topics. So each pod, we never know where it's going to go. It's always going to go in a different direction every time. And that's what makes this job fun for me. However, on the contrary to that, on the flip side, I can't do the same thing over and over and over for years upon years straight. I'm either going to have to add something to the routine, take away something from the routine, or the routine is going to have to grow on a bigger scale. But I can't do that though. I can't just be doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. It gets tiring. It gets boring. It gets boring, and it gets to a point where you've done everything. You've done everything over and over and over again, and you've done everything to the point where you don't even want to do nothing else. You don't even want to do nothing else. You just kind of want to be there. You just kind of just want to be present. You just kind of, all right, I'm just gonna be here. That's it. And that's it. That's all. All right, I'm just gonna be here. That's it. And saying that, it kind of hurts saying that, but it's the truth. Like it is what it is, dog. Like that's simple as that. Like it just is what it is when it comes to that. But I just know deep down, like personally, um, I personally can't do the same thing over and over again. And I'm too creative. Like I posted. I didn't post it, but I screenshotted something. I think it was either on Instagram or Twitter where I saw it. But it said I'm too creative to just work a 9 to 5. to work a regular 9 to 5. I'm too creative for that. And that's something I've been saying for years. Like, I'm too creative. I'm too smart. God bless me with too much ability to just sit and work a regular job for my life. I know that's not for me. Some people that might be for you, and I'm not dissing people who just work regular jobs. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not dissing people who work regular jobs. We need more. I think we need more people working regular jobs. I think we need less people trying to be artists and trying to be rappers and all of this. I think we need more people working regular jobs. But also, to on the flip side of that, I also think there's some people who just know that's not meant for them. Who just know, hey man, this regular job thing ain't for me. This regular, like, I'm here for a bigger purpose. I'm here for something greater. I'm here because I have these abilities, and these abilities need to be showcased to the world, right? If that's you, then and you feel like you're at a place right now where you're like, man, where my environment isn't suitable for the things that I want to do, I feel like you've outgrown that environment. And since you have outgrown that environment, it's time to, go to that next level that you're being called to go to, whatever that level may be. It's different for everybody, right? Whatever that level may be, it's time to go there and not be complacent in the level you are. Listen, man, I noticed one thing about myself, and and this is gonna take a turn, but it's gonna come back. I promise. I feel like I'm always one step ahead. I feel like I'm always one step ahead with certain things, right? For example, recently I seen a TikTok go viral. It was of somebody talking, and while they were talking, they did the message from "Don't Be a Menace." Now, if you've been following the podcast for a long time, you know the message from "Don't Be a Menace" has been a staple in my pod since the beginning of the Arts Block podcast, since the start. That's something that I've been doing. That's something that I've been had going on, right? Another thing, I recorded a TikTok like a couple months ago, and it was something along the lines of like something about like I'm a dog, and I said something along the lines of like me being somebody saying that I'm a dog, and I was like, who? And I play mutt, right? It's a bad way of explaining what the TikTok was. Go on my TikTok page, you can find it. But Kevin on Stage posted a very similar TikTok to mine. Um, like a week or 2 weeks later, a week or 2 weeks after I post mine. His went like dumb crazy viral, right? And I'm not saying that like these people took my ideas, or these people took my ideas, or these people saw what I did and applied it. I'm not saying that at all, because the chances of that happening is very slim to none. But I am saying that I know that I'm on the right path doing certain things. So certain things that I do, and when I see stuff like a Kev on Stage, like have the same idea I had, or like a person have the same idea I had and go viral with it, I know I'm on the right page, and I know that I'm on the right track of doing what I'm doing. Right? Like, not in the sense of like, oh, they take these ideas from me. No, like, ideas bounce around. Ideas go from one person to the next person to the next person to the next person. Ideas, ideas are not specific to just you. Not all ideas are just specific to just you, right? Some people, like you and somebody, will have the same idea eventually. But I just know that like these people that are popping up, these people that are coming up, I'm like, I know that I'm on the right path and on the right track of where I'm going, right? I say that to say, like, you like, sometimes you'll get hints, you'll get signs, you'll get, hear people, and they'll just be like, hey man, you're on the right track, da, 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 keep going, keep going, keep going. And you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But once you see stuff like that happening, like you have an idea and a bigger creator have the same idea as you, or like you do something and somebody else do the same thing as you, and like, I don't look at that stuff and be like, oh, they're doing X, Y, and Z, they're copying me, da, da, da. I don't do that. I'm just like, oh man, I'm on the right path. I'm having these ideas. I'm on to something. I'm on the right path. Once you do that, you start looking at where you are a little differently. And and I think that's where I am, and that's how I know I've outgrown my job situation. That I'm looking at my path a little differently now. after seeing certain things, I'm looking at my path a little differently. And thank God for that. Last topic of the day. I bored y'all enough today. Last topic of the day. Listen, man, by the grace of God, I was about to quit for real this time. I was about to be done with this content stuff. I was about to be done with podcasting, TikTok, Instagram. I was about to delete everything, drop from the face of the earth, and just become a nomad or something. Something. I was about to become a monk. I was something. I don't know what I was about to become. I was about to become something though. I was about to. You would have not heard from me ever again. I just felt unfulfilled. I felt like everything I was doing wasn't working. I felt like I was being overlooked, and I still feel like I'm being overlooked in certain cases. And all of these things, right? However, and I want to leave you all with this. It's always easy when it's for the glory of God. It's always easy when it's for the glory of God. The work itself isn't going to be easy. That's always going to be difficult. I don't want to lie to you. The work itself is always going to be difficult. But you doing the work is going to be easier when you realize it's for the glory of God. It's not for you. I had to sit there and realize that everything that I'm doing isn't for me. What I do isn't for me. I'm not creating for me. I'm not in the space to create for me. I'm creating for a generation of people and generations after that and generations after that. That's what I'm doing this for. This isn't for me. It never was for me. So when you kind of humble yourself in a sense and you kind of sit on the fact that I am nothing and he is everything, I am nothing and he is everything. When you sit on that fact, when you sit on that, you have a better understanding of it's easy. This is easy. The work is hard, but it's easy though. It doesn't feel like a burden. You let your own thoughts get in your head. Like you just have to remember that this is for the will of God. This isn't for you. This isn't for you. And by the grace of God, we are here today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of the Artist Block Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Curry III. Before we get out of here, I'm going to give y'all my Dead or Alive. What is Dead or Alive? Dead or Alive is a segment on the podcast where me or the artist gets to choose artists that we would like to work with. That is Dead or Alive. Now, we can choose one artist. We can choose 100 artists in my pod. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to choose all my haters. All my D1 grade A haters. The Kendricks, the Pusha T's, all of you guys. I'm gonna choose all of you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Arts Block Podcast. I'm Eric Curry III. You can follow me on Instagram at Eric Curry III. You can follow the podcast at Arts Block Podcast. If you are listening to this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can be notified every time we post a podcast. And make sure you share with a friend. Tell an auntie, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell an auntie about the Arts Block Podcast. Listen, man, these are 5 easy steps that you can literally do in a press of a button, and it's free. And it's free. It's not going to cost you anything. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, please give me a 5-star and a review. Just say that this is the greatest podcast you have ever heard in your life, and that will suffice. Listen, that is also free and will take you just a couple taps of a couple buttons. It's easy. Just do that for me, please, and thank y'all. Thank you. Listen, man, remember, artists never die. Do something that you love every single day. Do it with meaning, do it with purpose, do it with passion, do it well, do it with love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all, boys. Peace and love. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting something? Oh, God loves you. I love you. Peace and love. I am out. See y'all next week.
This is culturally inappropriate.